To amaze you. Call Bradley Exterminating in the Twin Cities area, 861-4161.
You're watching KSTP-TV, Minnesota's News Channel 5.
Live from Minnesota's News Channel, KSTP Channel 5, this is Eyewitness News Morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock on a Friday morning. It's September the 18th.
TGIF.
TGIF.
Isn't it nice? It is Friday. Let's go up and see what kind of weather we can expect today with Karen Falloon. Karen?
Well, same old, same old. We have been watching the radar this morning, and the showers have been increasing at a phenomenal rate. 1 o'clock this morning, there were just a few small showers over central Minnesota. Well, that's now increased over central and just the southwest and western Minnesota. That's light to moderate rain. In fact, I was noting this morning there's quite a bit more moderate rain in that area than there was yesterday morning. All of that is headed right for the metro area, so carry that umbrella as you go out the door. Right now we have cloudy skies, 56 degrees. The dew point is 54. The relative humidity, 93%. Winds are light, but they're out of the northwest, and the pressure is holding steady. It looks as though this cloudy, rainy weather might continue into Saturday, and I'll have the details on why in about 5 minutes.
All right, very good. Thank you, Karen. In the news this morning, a man is in serious condition after being shot while sitting in his car. Officials say the shooting took place shortly before midnight on the corner of 12th and Morgan Avenue in North Minneapolis. Authorities are saying automatic weapons may have been used in the attack. When we last spoke to hospital officials at Hennepin County Medical Center, the victim was still in surgery. Police are investigating. They have no suspects in custody.
Also about midnight last night, a fire damaged a Robbinsdale abortion clinic. Firefighters cleared smoke from the building with heavy-duty fans. The Hennepin County Crime Lab investigation team took samples and evidence at the clinic to help determine how it started. The clinic has been the site of anti-abortion protest over the past 6 months. This is the second fire at a clinic this week. St. Paul police say an arsonist tried to burn a clinic earlier this week in the Highland Park area of St. Paul.
Yesterday, a couple of Northwest Airlines flights had problems. Last night, a flight headed for Anchorage, Alaska from the Twin Cities airport had to turn around and come back to the airport after one of its engines failed. Earlier, another Northwest flight coming into Minneapolis-St. Paul International had smoke in the cockpit. The flight, 193, had taken off for San Diego when the crew smelled smoke. The plane returned safely. The problem was traced to faulty wiring in the radar. Well, today, Northwest Machinist Union officials and the president of Northwest will meet. The company is suing the union for $20 million. Northwest officials say union members are illegally slowing down their work. Union officials say Northwest is trying to blame the union for delays caused by bad management.
A Minnesota man helped set 18 new speed, distance, and payload records yesterday in a B-1B bomber. Captain Daniel Novik of Brainerd was a member of the crew flying along at 655 miles an hour. The Soviet Union held many of the records that the crew broke.
Dayton Hudson is a takeover target again, but this time it's a friendly offer. The DART Corporation still wants what it couldn't get after a special session of the legislature made takeovers difficult. As Pat Milan shows us, Dayton's officials are looking at it differently this time around, too. Some technical problems on a Friday morning. We hope to have that story for you a little bit later on. Right now, though, the time is 6:04, and it's about 56 degrees. Karen Falloon is up next with a look at the weather for the weekend.
And we will see a little later on what a judge decided about a St. Louis Park man's elaborate treehouse when Eyewitness News Morning continues.
Prestige announces the start of the season sale on our hottest new cars. Factory fresh 1988 Lincoln Town Cars, 88 Grand Marquis, exciting 88 Mercure Scorpios. Nobody discounts these cars, not even the factory. But we are right now. We'll take $3,000 off Town Cars, $2,000 off Grand Marquis, $2,500 off Scorpios. Why buy an 87 leftover? Take advantage of these incredible discounts. Only through Monday. Only at Prestige Lincoln Mercury Mercure. Highway 12, 1 mile west of 100.
I'm here at the Burlington Coat Factory to find out why women love shopping here.
There's super savings here. Very impressed with your designer collection.
The coats are fantastic. The sportswear department is really nice. They have name brand things at good low prices.
The prices are excellent. I would say they're probably almost half of what I see in the stores.
I've never seen this many coats before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Saving selections and famous brands. That's what Burlington Coat Factory is all about.
You know, you're very special. All you do for me. You feed me the finest food. You entertain me, excite me. You even dazzle me. Give me all I could ask for. You know, we should have started living together a long time ago.
If you love the city, it's time to see more of each other and begin with a visit to Loring Green, the best move you can make.
People need new cars for winter, but it's hard to come up with a big down payment. That's why the Barnetts are putting 100 of their hottest front-wheel drives on sale.
On sale?
Take your choice of 1988 Colts or Horizons, $137 per month, or 1988 Reliant Americas, $155 per month, all with no down payment.
No, Mom, you're not serious.
See Barnett Chrysler Plymouth Jeep in White Bear or Barnett Oldsmobile Jeep in Anoka, because my boys, they always do what I want.
6:06 right now. Welcome back on a Friday morning. We do have that Dayton Hudson story for you right now. It's about a friendly offer possibly by the Dart Corporation. Pat Milan has the story.
Dayton Hudson spokesmen say the latest takeover offer will be considered. Essentially, Dart Corporation is offering $6.3 billion in what would be a friendly takeover. It amounts to this. Dart is offering Dayton Hudson stockholders $65 a share for stock that closed Thursday at 52 7/8, up a half. In a press release, Dart says it is confident the offer will be accepted. But stock analyst Dick Pyle has other thoughts.
I don't think it's enough, and I think that when the board of directors and the management consider the package, they're still going to recommend to the shareholders that it is probably not a doable transaction.
Pyle says it's not doable because Dart would be in too much debt if the company acquired Dayton's. Dart, in its statement, says it intends to continue the company's current policies regarding employees, management, suppliers, customers, community, corporate responsibility, and support of charities. But analysts say that would be impossible. The new Dayton Hudson, under Dart, would be in debt to the tune of 5 times what the company would be worth. Analysts say that kind of staggering debt would paralyze what is now a very healthy corporation.
It appears financially impossible because of the heavy debt that they would have to take on.
The Dart Corporation says their offer is negotiable, and that leaves many analysts thinking that this is just the second step in what will be a very long walk between the Dayton Hudson Corporation and Dart. I'm Pat Milan reporting for Eyewitness News Morning.
Well, as they used to say in the old days, we're surrounded, calling the cavalry. The rain has just been hitting us from all sides.
Mother Nature wants to remind us that maybe we ought to check on those sweaters and those woolies that we put away last summer.
Now, you were saying that every morning for the last couple of days that it's been coming from a different direction.
Yes. Wednesday morning, the rain was from the south. Yesterday morning, we had the rain moving in from western Wisconsin. And this morning, it's coming from the west. We have an upper-level low-pressure system this morning. It developed yesterday. It's sitting over North Dakota, and you can see the circulation, that counterclockwise circulation over North Dakota this morning. That's going to sweep through here. That center of that low pressure should cross central and southern Minnesota later tonight and tomorrow. So that keeps us with mostly cloudy skies and the chance of showers, although tomorrow the shower activity or the rain activity will be mainly in the morning. This morning, 1 o'clock, not much going on. But as the morning hours wore on, the showers increased out to the west of us. Moderate rain developing just to the west of the metro area, just west of Glencoe. On the radar at the moment, that area is increased further. The line of moderate activity from just east of Alexandria to west of Glencoe to just north of Mankato. All of this is moving to the east at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So rain on the way this morning. There's a good chance of that all day long. Cloudy at the moment, 56 degrees. Our dew point is 55. The relative humidity is 96%. Winds are out of the northwest at 5 miles an hour. The pressure holding steady. By tomorrow, that low pressure will be sitting over Wisconsin, but even on the backside, we'll have yet a few showers, rain showers. They'll be light and few in number. And then as the day wears on, we might even see a few breaks late in the afternoon. But right now, we'll go with mostly cloudy and consider decreasing cloudiness on Saturday night. So midday today, we have light rain in the forecast with 58 degrees. Because of the cloud cover, we don't see much recovery in the temperatures, so our high this afternoon will remain in the lower 60s. Rain, possibly a thunder shower this afternoon, 61. Tonight, temperatures will be in the upper 40s to lower 50s with mostly cloudy skies. There's still a chance of rain for tonight right through tomorrow. And that light rain tomorrow will be mostly in the morning. Cool, though, with temperatures in the lower 60s.
It's crazy, but I'd rather have snow than this rain. It's
really?
not as depressing. Yes, I would. It's a lot prettier.
Don't say that.
6:11 right now, 56 degrees in the Twin Cities. Let's check on the traffic conditions with Marianne Sullivan at Metro Traffic Control. Marianne?
Good morning, and we have a green light on the system. Everything moving smoothly on this Friday morning. 494 from the Fish Lake Interchange to Highway 55. Right now, traffic is moderately heavy, but moving at the posted speed limits. In fact, we're light to moderate moving at the posted speed limits around the Metro. 169 at the Champlain Bridge. All lanes are open for traffic, and traffic moderate, moving smoothly through there. However, they have a brand new speed limit posted on the bridge, 20 miles per hour. I'm Marianne Sullivan reporting live for Eyewitness News.
All right, a St. Louis Park man and his treehouse. You remember the big treehouse? Have been in the news quite a bit recently. The city wanted to shut it down because it didn't meet building codes. Owner Mark Tucker went to court. As Dave Andrew reports, Tucker has won round one.
Mark Tucker had a victory sign nailed to his 38-foot-high treehouse. The city of St. Louis Park went to court seeking a temporary restraining order against Tucker. The city wants the treehouse closed to the public because it does not meet building code requirements.
And our concern is for the citizens who may use the treehouse until such time as it's brought into compliance with that life safety code.
But a judge denied the city's request for an emergency order. Tucker and his attorney say the treehouse doesn't need to comply with city building codes because it is just a treehouse.
Well, we were very pleased with the judge's decision, and we thought it was particularly appropriate on the 200th birthday of the Constitution that the government hasn't gotten to the point where they can enjoin you from using your own treehouse.
Tucker says he will continue to have open houses for the public every Sunday through the fall.
An opportunity for them to sign the petition to City Hall that asks them to leave the treehouse in the maple tree, and an opportunity for people to state their viewpoints about why something like this should be allowed to continue, especially on one's own property.
But Tucker's fight with City Hall is far from over. The city will be back in court next week to argue for an injunction to close the treehouse until it meets local safety codes. I'm Dave Andrews reporting for Eyewitness News Morning.
Tucker, well, I was going to say that Tucker charges visitors $2 a head, and he says it'll help pay his legal bills.
Not bad at all, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
The Twins, boy, I tell you, they're
You're
coming
just so
home.
excited about them.
I am. They're coming home for a homestand against Cleveland at the Dome.
And after losing 3 straight in Chicago, we'll take a special look at the pressure of the pennant race. Joe Schmidt has more next.
Nice home, isn't it? Well, it does have a few problems. Insects, mice, and other unwanted pests. You know, that's not unusual. Many homes can get pests. When folks give Bradley Exterminating a call for help, we offer them fast service with no fuss and no muss at a very reasonable cost. If you have a problem at your home, give Bradley Exterminating a call. If we listed the fine homes just like yours that we've serviced, you'd be amazed. Give us a chance to amaze you. Call Bradley Exterminating in the Twin Cities area, 861-4161.
I remember. My first reaction was, why me?
Breast cancer. If detected early, it doesn't have to change your life. That's why Group Health gave over 14,000 mammograms last year, one of the largest programs in Minnesota. It lets Group Health doctors find and treat the cancer before it becomes a matter of life and death.
Thank God for that mammogram.
Group Health, quality health care for life.
The 1988 Toyotas are here at Wilkins Toyota, and $39 down delivers. That's right, at Wilkins Toyota, $39 down buys a 1988 Tercel for $149 per month, or a Toyota pickup just $39 down and $159 per month. All 1988 Toyotas for just $39 down. And check out our clearance prices on all remaining 87 models. Wilkins Toyota, the home of the $39 deal. Dial Toyotas, T-O-Y-O-T-A-S.
Joe Schmidt is here. He's telling me he's reading poetry tonight at the Loft.
Yeah, they've got a little thing going on over there. They got a new book out of poetry, all on sporting events. And I'm gonna...
Such a renaissance.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm a poet. I don't know it, right? You know, the Twins are a little like Humpty Dumpty. We're going to have a little poetry here. You know, they go on the road and they crack up. But when they come home, all the Twins' horses and all of Kelly's men, somehow they're able to put this ball club back together again. Boy, I hope I'm that good tonight. When the Twins play the Cleveland Indians tonight, their lead in the West will be 3 games. Oakland had last night off, but the Royals beat California 7-6 to pick up a half a game. Remember, KC has 6 games left against the Twins. The Twins have 15 games left this season, and in those 15 games, there will be more PPP than at any time this year. That's premium pennant pressure.
No, it's going to come down the wire. You know that. We know that. And it's just you have to go out and play day by day.
Even though you do this thing every day, but it's nothing like pennant pressure.
While you're warming up, you feel it, you know, feel it with a fan. I'm not feeling any pressure. I'm just going out every day and just trying to do my job.
Long drive. This game is tied up.
Nice piece. That was produced by Paul Hipp and edited by Russ Brown. Tonight the Twins will go with Bert Blyleven on the mound against Darrell Akerfields. The team does not even have a coach yet, and it doesn't even have any players, but the Minnesota Timberwolves do have a team logo. This was the logo that was chosen out of 2,600 entrants. It was designed by Mark Thompson of Clear Lake, Iowa. He picked up $2,500 for his nice piece of art. They will try to be hammering it out again at the old NFL strike table today. Chief negotiators from both sides will meet at an undisclosed location to talk things over. Later on, we'll hear from John Gutekunst about the Gophers' big game against California on Saturday night.
Saturday night, all right. Good luck on the poetry tonight, Joe.
Thank you very much.
It's 6:17 right now. Coming up, we're going to tell you all about the weather with Karen Falloon and the top stories today.
And you'll see how the nation celebrated the 200th birthday of its Constitution when Eyewitness News Morning returns.
You know, you're very special. All you do for me. You feed me the finest food. You entertain me, excite me. You even dazzle me. Give me all I could ask for. You know, we should have started living together a long time ago.
If you love the city, it's time to see more of each other and begin with a visit to Loring Green, the best move you can make.
At Town & Country Dodge, our year-end closeout continues with these great deals. This loaded 87 Colt is only $79.44.
Forget the sticker, it's only $67.95.
This 87 Aries LE is only $93.67.
Forget that sticker, too, it's only $76.90.
Forget the sticker?
That's right, Tom. Now through Monday, forget the sticker at Town & Country Dodge. Town & Country Dodge, 1 mile east of 494 on Highway 7 in Hopkins. We'll give you the best deal in town.
And you have our word on it.
It's the 1988 Fairground Ski Sale. White Wolf and North Country Ski Shop sale of ski equipment and winter clothing September 17th through the 20th. Thousands of items for beginning to advanced downhill or cross-country skiers, all on sale. Save on Nordica, Salomon, Track, and more. Skis, boots, and ski wear all on sale at the fairgrounds. Skis by Olin, K2, Dynamique, Fisher, Rosignol, and Dynastar, price to go. It all happens at the fairgrounds, Thursday through Sunday. It's the ski sale of the year.
Good morning and welcome back. The United States Constitution is now 200 years old. President Reagan helped lead the bicentennial celebration in Philadelphia. It included ringing a replica of the Liberty Bell. Late last night, a fireworks extravaganza over the Delaware River sort of capped things off. With that, we're going to take it into traffic right now with Marianne Sullivan. Marianne, any fireworks over 12E today?
Not yet. Everything is moving very smoothly. In fact, we're holding at the posted speed limits all around the system. Highway 36, approaching Highway 61. Make that. You're going to find traffic light to moderate this morning, moving at the posted speed limits. And also out on the crosstown, traffic is moving very well. The crosstown from 35W past Highway 100. One stalled vehicle to report. The crosstown westbound, the ramp to Penn Avenue. It is blocking in the left turn lane, but right now traffic is light to moderate, and it's not a big problem. I'm Marianne Sullivan, Metro Traffic Control, reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Marianne. We're going to look ahead into the weekend now with Karen Falloon. And you remember the first time you went swimming in a lake and you put your head underneath the water and opened your eyes?
Yes.
That's sort of the weather forecast, isn't it?
No, when I went underwater and opened my eyes, I was scared. This weather doesn't scare me a bit. It is going to be another gloomy day, though. We have a very slow-moving, once again, a slow-moving low-pressure system. It might take until Saturday night before we see some clearing. Right now on the radar, we have rain out there again this morning, light to moderate, noting that there is a little bit more in the way of moderate rain this morning, just to the northwest and west of the Twin Cities. This is moving into the western suburbs right now. It continues increasing in aerial coverage and in intensity. This is going to move into the metro area in the western suburbs, at least within the next hour. Satellite pictures this morning show those clouds got thicker. Now, yesterday there was a small break in the clouds, but as quickly as it opened up, it closed right back up again. There is a jet that moves from Nebraska right through southeastern Minnesota there, and that's the reason for the thickening clouds and the increase in the showers this morning. And we have a low pressure over North Dakota that'll be moving across the state, and those things combined mean that we probably won't see much in the way of sunshine until perhaps Sunday. But right now we have cloudy skies, rain on the way, 56 degrees, the dew point is 55, the relative humidity 96%. Winds out of the northwest at 5 miles an hour, and the pressure is holding steady. By tomorrow, that latest low pressure will be over Wisconsin, but on the backside we'll hold on to a few clouds and a few rain showers, but they'll be decreasing in number, and the rain tomorrow will be mainly in the morning, probably carrying over into the early afternoon, and then clearing after that. Midday today, light rain in the forecast and 58 degrees. This afternoon, rain, possibly a few thunder showers and 61. For tonight, we still have rain in the forecast. Just a chance of light rain with upper 40s to lower 50s. Tomorrow, a decreasing amount of rain, but mainly in the morning, as I mentioned, and cool with temperatures 60 to 64. Looking ahead, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we should be back in the sunshine, but it will be a little cool with temperatures in the 40s at night and in the 60s during the day.
Okay, thank you, Karen. These are the top stories in the news this morning. The United States is demanding a full explanation as to why a Soviet patrol fired on 2 American soldiers in East Germany. The Soviet soldiers reportedly opened fire on the Americans after they observed a Soviet patrol near Potsdam. One of the Americans was slightly injured. U.S. law enforcement officials have made an overseas arrest of a suspected terrorist. Attorney General Edwin Meese told a news conference the arrest of Fawaz Younis marks the first overseas arrest of a suspected terrorist sought under U.S. laws. Younis is suspected of hijacking a Jordanian airliner in 1985. The superpowers may be on the verge of their first major arms control agreement in 15 years. Administration officials say President Reagan will probably announce that the U.S. and Soviet Union have reached a tentative agreement. The announcement is expected this morning. Pope John Paul's U.S. tour takes him to Detroit today. Last night he was in San Francisco, where he spoke to Catholic AIDS victims and blessed them. The pontiff also faced protesters who opposed his hardline policies against abortion and homosexuality. It's 6:24, 56 degrees in the Twin Cities.
Well, medicine may have come a long way since the Dark Ages, but you know, some things really never change. That's just ahead on Eyewitness News Morning.
I'd never try a microwave hamburger, because my burger's gotta be real. Real beef on a real bun, and my cheeseburger's gotta have real cheese. Now that's a real cheeseburger.
That's a Micro Magic microwave cheeseburger.
Well, you'll never get me to try on microwave French fries.
Try new Micro Magic hamburgers and cheeseburgers with Micro Magic French fries. They're better than fast. They're delicious.
1.9 financing, rebates to $1,000, but hold on. Merritt Chevrolet, the mega volume dealer, goes even farther. Credit restrictions? What credit restrictions? Hey, if you've never owned a new car before, today own a brand new 87 Nova for just $27 a week. Or make your neighbors jealous in a loaded 87 Celebrity for just $35 a week. What do? Get off the couch. Put the family in the trade. See us now before time and selection run out at Merritt Chevrolet, I-94 and Century Avenue, across from 3M in St. Paul.
If you think that you could never afford beautiful handmade Oriental rugs, think again. Amin Z. Oriental Rugs is closing its doors for good, and that's good news for you. Imagine 50% off Persian, 50% off Indian, 50% off Pakistani, 50% off Turkish, 50% off Afghani, and a full 60% off Chinese and Duris. The selection is great. The rugs are magnificent. Now is the time to save on hundreds of handmade Oriental rugs at 50 to 60% off. But think fast before the cream of the crop is gone. Amin Z. Oriental Rugs going out of business sale, 1408 West Lake Street at Hennepin, validated parking.
Why make 2 trips? And why wait? At LensCrafters, you can have quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Even tough prescriptions like trifocals and bifocals. Listen.
I've got bifocals, and I've got in less than an hour.
Less than 45 minutes.
50 to 55 minutes.
It was fast, but it wasn't rushed.
Why make 2 trips?
LensCrafters. Quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Burnsville Center, Southdale Center, and Lomans Plaza, Roseville.
Good morning, everyone. It's about 6:26 right now. Any Minnesota angler will probably tell you leeches make great bait for walleye. But few would expect a doctor to use leeches for medical treatment. But Lisa Allen reports from St. Louis that leeches can help reattach severed fingers.
Hirudo medicinalis, the medicinal leech. Good enough for ancient Greeks to use to rid bodies of evil humors. Good enough for modern-day microsurgeons to use to reattach pieces of severed tissue.
Whenever we want new ideas, we go to nature to look to see what she has evolved over the millions of years.
The leech, complete with an anesthetic of its own, injects an anticoagulant into the part of the body where surgeons can't reconnect veins, and it proceeds to suck on the site to get the blood flowing again.
The leech helps us over that initial critical period in helping the finger to limp along or survive, and then it goes ahead and the body then reestablishes its own flows.
Although volumes have now been written about the medical use of leeches, there's no one prescription for their use.
There's not a routine of you will get 1 leech every 8 hours for 3 days. We provide, we judge it, every couple hours and decide how the treatment is going.
Oh, if there's anything in the world I hate, it's leeches. Oh, the filthy little devils.
Wrong, argues Kramer. Leeches manufacture different substances, proteins, and enzymes thought to be therapeutic, and scientists are trying to isolate them for more widespread use. So scientists are excited about leeches, even if patients aren't.
For a patient who have gone through some major trauma, to then have someone come up to them and say, well, now we're going to put a leech on it, they look at you somewhat quizzically and wonder, what are you really doing? But we still haven't beat the leech yet.
The wonders of the unbeatable leech don't stop with microsurgery, you know. The leech has a nervous system that is far simpler than ours, so neurologists are studying leeches to figure out how we work, how we move. And wonder of wonders, leeches are cost-effective, too, cheaper than many medical procedures and drugs, and yes, they're covered by insurance. Lisa Allen for ABC News, St. Louis.
You know, I fish a lot, but I've never been able to use leeches. I just can't handle it.
I love leeches. I've always used them. Maybe after today, I will not. I don't know.
All right, Bob, it's 6:28 right now, and it's 56 degrees on a Friday morning. We'll tell you how auto workers in the U.S. and Canada are calling off strikes.
Plus, it's Friday, and it might be a good day to escape to the movies. Brian Lambert reviews a new film with a bad title, but a good story. Later on Eyewitness News.
You know, all of us here at the all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep and in for Grove Heights want to save you money. That's what it's all about. And we don't write 44 delivers on here for nothing. I don't say it for nothing. We really mean it. I'm talking about an 84 Mercury Topaz, or how about this 84 VW Rabbit at the Affordable Car Store, $44 down, $104 a month, or $36.44 if you want some more. Got to come on down and see us. We're only 5 minutes east of the airport on 494 to Robert Street. Southview Chevrolet Jeep. Call us.
Band looked really neat, and at school they told me I could learn to play the trumpet.
Yamaha Band and Orchestra instruments preferred by great artists, educators, and students throughout the world.
We got my trumpet from Schmidt's. My parents like their tryout playing because we can always return it. And Schmidt's has lessons, music, everything you need right there.
Schmidt's Band and Orchestra instruments, backed by a tradition of service since 1896.
I did it. Band's really great.
Give rooms a fresh new Glidden look during Menards anniversary sale. Save on Glidden Spread Wall and Spread Low Luster paints on sale now. Both are fast-drying latex paints that clean up with soap and water. Spread Low Luster is a low-gloss enamel ideal for walls and trim. On sale now on your favorite Glidden colors, just $7.95 a gallon. Redecorate and save with Glidden paints on sale now at Menards.
Ember's $1.99 jumbo breakfast. 2 farm fresh eggs, 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 country sausage links, and 2 strips of hardwood cured bacon, only $1.99. Ember's, big taste, small check.
Eyewitness News Morning continues with Bob Bruce and Wendy Lubavitch.
6:31, 56 degrees in the Twin Cities.
And welcome back to the second half hour of Eyewitness News Morning. The U.S. and the Soviet Union may have reached an arms agreement. President Reagan is expected to announce the news today.
And movie critic Brian Lambert has some news about a new movie that shows the seedy side of boxing.
And castles in the sand have been built to new heights in Los Angeles.
But first, police are looking for suspects this morning after a man was shot while sitting in his car. Officials say the victim was sitting in his car on the corner of 12th and Morgan Avenue in North Minneapolis when he was shot. According to police on the scene, automatic weapons may have been used. When we last spoke with hospital officials at Hennepin County Medical Center, the unidentified victim was in surgery and in serious condition. Crime Lab investigators are trying to find out how a fire started at a Robbinsdale abortion clinic overnight. Robbinsdale firefighters were called just before midnight to the clinic on West Broadway. They put out the fire quickly and then cleared the building of smoke with heavy-duty fans. The Robbinsdale clinic has been the site of several anti-abortion protests over the past few months. The protest increased after a man claimed to have found aborted fetuses in a dumpster behind the clinic last spring. The incident led to the introduction of a new state law and regulations on the disposal of aborted fetuses. The law is still tied up in court.
The time right now is 6:32, 56 degrees on a Friday morning. We're going to check in on the traffic right now with Marianne Sullivan. Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning. Still a green light on the system, and Highway 10 from the University Extension to 35W. Traffic is light to moderate, moving at the posted speed limits. A little bit of stoplight congestion building. County Road 18 southbound, Rockford Road to Highway 12. Traffic moderate to moderately heavy, moving at 50 to 55 miles per hour. Things still moving very nicely. I'm Marianne Sullivan, Metro Traffic Control, reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Marianne. Karen's going to tell us that if you are a little tired of the rain locally, we can tell you where else to go.
Well, if you want sunshine, you go out west. If you want more of this kind of weather, go out east, because all this rain that's been over the upper Midwest is headed for Pennsylvania and New York. Now, they had quite a bit yesterday and this morning and during the overnight hours. So they have flash flood watches and warnings out for portions of Pennsylvania and New York. On the map this morning, though, there are some very heavy thunderstorms that have developed over the last few hours over portions of Oklahoma and Texas. And in fact, in just the last hour, the Severe Storms Laboratory has already issued a severe storm watch, a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of northeast Texas and southeastern Oklahoma. That until 9 o'clock this morning as this low pressure moves across the southern plains. We have a few showers across the upper Midwest. You'll know that they stretch across the Great Lakes into the northeast, and that will continue. So our flyway forecast shows some rain across the Great Lakes region, the upper Midwest and the northeastern corner of the country. Very heavy thunderstorms this afternoon throughout Texas, spreading along the Gulf Coast, with the southeast and a good portion of the western states in the sunshine this afternoon. Now, one thing to note on satellite pictures this morning is the jet that stretches across the central plains, and it just reaches southeastern Minnesota. That jet is moving to the southeast. There's also an upper level low that's indicated on the satellite pictures this morning. That upper level low is sitting over North Dakota with that jet, that strong jet over southeastern Minnesota, and the upper level low. That combined will produce showers and a few thunder showers this afternoon over portions of central and southern Minnesota. On the radar right now, we have a few showers out to the west of us. In fact, looking at the lightning scan just to the south of Glencoe there have been a few lightning strikes. This area of rain is moving in on the metro area. Light to moderate rain this morning, and there's a good chance of rain throughout the entire day today because of that next upper level low. Right now, though, we have cloudy skies here out at the Twin Cities International Airport, 56 degrees. The dew point is 55. The relative humidity is 96%. Winds are out of the north at 5 miles an hour, and the pressure is holding steady. This afternoon, or by midday, there will be some light rain around the metro area, 58 degrees. And this afternoon, rain, perhaps a few thunder showers, and 61. Tonight, light rain will continue, but it'll be decreasing, and the temperatures will be in the upper 40s to lower 50s. And tomorrow, light rain, cool temperatures, and we'll see some clearing from the west to the east across the state. Perhaps late on Saturday afternoon, just before the sun goes down on Saturday evening, we might get some breaks in the clouds, and that's when the clearing will start.
Good. All right. Thank you, Karen. A news conference is set for 8 o'clock this morning, our time, in Washington, where President Reagan is expected to detail a nuclear arms agreement with the Soviet Union. The agreement comes following marathon talks between Secretary of State Shultz and his Soviet counterpart, Edward Shevardnadze. News Star reporter Carol Lynn has the story.
After 3 days of intense negotiations, American and Soviet diplomats will reveal their plans for an historic arms control treaty today. It was a surprise move even for diplomats in Washington when Secretary of State George Shultz and his Soviet counterpart extended their talks yesterday. Talks that could result in the elimination of all medium-range nuclear missiles worldwide. Further progress was made later when both U.S. and Soviet spokesmen announced a nuclear testing agreement.
The news here is that we have, I think I better point that out, that we have agreed to begin before December 1st, 1987, full-scale, stage-by-stage negotiations. That's what's happening.
Both diplomats demonstrated the good humor and upbeat mood of the last 3 days, but neither would say if there is a definite agreement on a missile treaty. But a question of cheating still remains. Can Americans and Soviets make sure that the agreed-upon missiles are destroyed? Neither side wants to repeat the disappointment of the Reykjavik summit. But officials here say if there is enough agreement on a missile treaty, there could be another superpower summit as soon as November. In Washington, Carol Lynn reporting for the News Star Network.
Judge Robert Bork faces a 4th day of Senate questioning today in his nomination proceedings to the Supreme Court. Yesterday got a little tense at times as Bork traded barbs with Democrats on the committee. Vermont Senator Patrick Leahy accused Bork of softening some of his views to win Senate confirmation. Still, Bork says he is sticking by a number of positions that are controversial.
It amounts to about $1 billion apology. The U.S. House voted yesterday to pay 60,000 Japanese Americans $20,000 each for their imprisonment during World War II. Thousands were stripped of their constitutional rights because of wartime hysteria and sent to prison camps. The Senate must also approve the measure. While Japanese Americans have reached the end of a long quest, victims of another war are still searching for answers. Relatives of missing U.S. servicemen are offering a reward for the return of any living American held prisoner in Indochina. A group of relatives dropped hundreds of leaflets into a river in Thailand. On the leaflets, an offer of $2.4 million as a reward. Well, Pope John Paul II moves east today in the final day of his American tour. The Pope will visit Detroit. Yesterday, John Paul faced the largest protest of his tour. In San Francisco, 2,000 demonstrators gathered to denounce the church's opposition to homosexual acts, while the pontiff visited dozens of AIDS patients.
Auto workers for Chrysler of Canada have reached a tentative contract agreement. The pact ends a three-day strike by 10,000 workers. The strike also forced the closure of two of the company's U.S. plants. The United Auto Workers here in the U.S. appear to be happy with their new contract agreement. The main sticking point was job security. The new agreement guarantees workers jobs by prohibiting layoffs unless there's a recession combined with a slump in Ford sales. Still, Ford workers are waiting to hear all of the details before they finally decide.
There's a lot of mixed emotions, and a lot of people think we should have walked, and maybe we should have, but we'll wait and see where they got us.
Well, I think it's good we're not on strike. I mean, nobody likes to go on strike.
The UAW's 104,000 rank and file still must approve that agreement.
6:39, 56 degrees in the Twin Cities. Coming up next, movie critic Brian Lambert takes a look at a new movie about the boxing business.
And up ahead, you've heard the saying, they grow them big in Texas. Well, they also grow them big in New Jersey. Stay tuned.
Nice home, isn't it? Well, it does have a few problems. Insects, mice, and other unwanted pests. You know, that's not unusual. Many homes can get pests. When folks give Bradley Exterminating a call for help, we offer them fast service with no fuss and no muss at a very reasonable cost. If you have a problem at your home, give Bradley Exterminating a call. If we listed the fine homes just like yours that we've serviced, you'd be amazed. Give us a chance to amaze you. Call Bradley Exterminating in the Twin Cities area, 861-4161.
There it is, the Giant, home of $49 down and no payments for 6 months. Just 3.5 miles north of Viking Chevrolet is Blaine Dodge, where the bottom line is a satisfied customer. At Blaine Dodge, if we can't meet or beat any price from the other guys, we'll give you $500. Blaine Dodge, 3.5 miles north of Viking Chevrolet. If you were going to call the hotline, the number's been changed to 780-9999.
You know, you're very special. All you do for me. You feed me the finest food. You entertain me, excite me. You even dazzle me. Give me all I could ask for. You know, we should have started living together a long time ago.
If you love the city, it's time to see more of each other and begin with a visit to Loring Green, the best move you can make.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News Morning. It's 6:42 right now. Friday mornings, a lot of people think about Friday night and what they're going to do.
It's date night.
Yes.
Time to go to the movies. Brian Lambert reviews a new film with an old story that still might be worth your money to see.
On an excitement level, yet another boxing movie thrills me about as much as root canal surgery. This, of course, has a lot to do with my severe case of Stallonophobia. But take it from me, old Sly wouldn't touch this gritty little movie Heart with a 10-gross bottle of steroids. Every boxing movie runs on pretty much the same cliches, you know, the underdog struggling to be somebody against the forces of corruption and power. So eventually what separates the good ones from the bad ones is the interest they're able to develop in their characters. And this is something at which Hart does a much better than average job. Brad Davis, who played Billy Hayes in Midnight Express 8 years ago, stars as an aging club boxer by the name of Eddie Brennan, whose career pretty much peaked in a televised beating he took years before at Madison Square Garden. These days, Eddie works as a produce stockman and picks up an occasional $100 every so often, getting his face reduced to the shape and texture of a field-ripe tomato. The movie does a very good job at establishing Eddie's ratty Queens milieu, complete with sleazy managers, murderous 3-bit hoods, and an earnest but weak-willed trainer. Oh, yes, there's the Gulls of the girlfriend, but she's hardly a match for Rocky's Adrian, who you know will always be there for him all the way from Philly to Malibu. In this scene, we see Eddie down at the gym working out with his trainer.
What are you doing? You didn't finish the round.
I knew it was almost ending the round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could time a round in my sleep. So you want me to take another round on this or what?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Hey, what's the matter, buddy?
What do you mean, what's the matter?
Am I doing something wrong here or what?
What's your problem?
You usually have something to say. I mean, since when I gotta ask you, should I take another round?
So maybe I'm having a lousy day.
Hey, you did that to yourself. I didn't tell you to go jumping in the ring. I wasn't getting hurt.
Who are you? 30 more seconds and you would have been on your...
Tell me the truth, buddy. Am I doing the right thing taking this fight?
What, are you kidding? You're gonna take this guy. You're gonna take him.
Heart, which obviously is a lousy title, opens next Friday along with about a half-dozen full-scale Hollywood features. And the chances that it'll last more than 2 weeks are not very good. But while it lasts, it's worth seeing. Boxing movies will probably never die because there's something basic and instinctual about bloody man-to-man conflict. So while they linger, you might as well check out one of the few that cares enough to give you a portrait of an ordinary man holding tough to his particular cruel passion. I'm Brian Lambert for Eyewitness News.
Next up in sports, we'll hear what Gopher football coach John Gutekunst has to say about Saturday's game with California.
And the Twins lose some ground in the West. The pennant race tightening up. Joe Schmidt is next.
Folks, the largest construction sale in the state of Minnesota is going on right here at Burnsville Nissan on Buck Hill Road. We are the entire region's #1 volume Nissan dealer. $66 still delivers any brand new or used car or truck in stock. Here's a 1986 Buick Skyhawk or this 1986 Chevy Chevette. Look at this. $66 down, $106 a month. Call us today, 435-5550. Burnsville Nissan on Buck Hill Road.
In all the world, there's only one way to travel, the Uniglobe way. No other travel agent is as professional, as well-trained. No other travel agent cares more for your travel needs. That's why Uniglobe is the largest travel agency franchise network in all the world. One world, one you, one travel agent, Uniglobe.
My master has the very latest of everything. There he is with his new snapper pack and sack. Most advanced grass catcher on Earth. Comes only on most advanced mower, high vac. Built of space-age polymer to last. Holds 1/3 more clippings. Even tells you when it's full. Easy to empty. Slides like a drawer. Bags clippings right in machine. Very clean. Master loves his new snapper pack and sack. I think I'm a little jealous.
Get a snapper today with Snap Credit.
The simplest, most convenient way to buy a car ever. At Wilkins Pontiac, we made a special purchase of 40 new 1987 6000s. Equipped with front-wheel drive, automatic transmission, air conditioning, stereo radio, tilt wheel, cruise control, and more. These Pontiacs are not $13,000 or $14,000 like you'd expect, but $10,895. With only $39 down, you can buy these fully equipped 6000s for only $229 a month. For best selection, see Wilkins Pontiac in St. Louis Park now.
I don't want to be an alarmist, but with the lead that they have right now, and if you look at the schedule, the Twins, it looks like they're going to have to do it on the road to be able to win the pennant, and that could be difficult.
It's 6 games on the road. That's the way they finish off in the last 3 in Kansas City, who's got a pretty good shot because they've got a lot of games left against the Twins. Sometimes you need to be a mathematician to figure out the pennant race. The Twins have 15 games left. Their magic number is 13. Their lead in the West is 3 games. They open a 9-game homestand tonight with the first of 3 against Cleveland. What does all this add up to? I guess you'd call it a good old-fashioned pennant race. The Twins lost some ground last night. Here, Doug DeSense's of the Angels doubles with bases loaded against Kansas City. The Angels were leading 6-2, but the Royals came back to win it. A blooper coming up here with 2 outs. Will score 2 runs. Where is it? There it is. Will score 2 runs here for the Royals, and Danny Tartable singled with bases loaded in the 9th to win it. The Royals are only 3 games out. Oakland had the night off in the Eastern Division, in the Western Division. In the Eastern Division, the Yankees over Toronto, and Detroit was idle, so Detroit picks up a half-game lead in the East. In the National League, Pittsburgh over St. Louis, and the Mets blow a chance to pick up some ground because they lost to Montreal 4-1. San Francisco beat Houston last night. They are not exactly Oklahoma, but the Golden Bears of California will be a good test this Saturday for the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Cal is, of course, one of those teams from the Pac-10 that usually has some fun against the Big Ten. But Cal is not one of the league's stronger teams. This year, they're off to a 1-1 start under a brand-new coaching staff, and that makes it a little more difficult for the Gophers to prepare for this game.
She didn't tell us anything except personnel. They were in a completely different system and everything, and we have seen them against the wishbone. We've seen them against a wide-open passing team, but we don't know their package completely because Coach Snyder was in pro ball and the assistants were at different spots, so we got to be prepared for some new things.
That segment taken from Gopher Football 87, a show you can see right here on Channel 5 at 11:30 tomorrow morning. You might see a hockey game break out this year when you go to a hockey game. The NHL is taking a tougher stand against fights this year. If a player leaves the bench during a fight, he better be ready to leave a check at the NHL office. The first player to leave the bench during a brawl will be fined $1,000, plus he'll be suspended for 5 days. The second player will get $1,000 in 3 days, plus the coach will be suspended if his player is the first one off the bench. Now, Bob, can you imagine Herb Brooks? You know Herbie pretty well. Can you imagine what he'll do to the player who jumps off the bench and he gets fined for it?
Yes, Herbie is not a man to cross.
He's very disciplined with his players.
Yes, so that's why he wins. That's why he wins.
That's right.
Sure and simple.
Thanks, Joe.
You bet.
It's 6:50 right now. We will have the top stories coming up later, including how Americans celebrated a bicentennial.
And we will also have some stories for you that fall into the big news category ahead on Eyewitness News Morning.
Plywood, Minnesota's truckload kitchen and bath sale.
You betcha, Dan. Plywood, Minnesota buys Maryland kitchen cabinets by the truckload.
Homestead Oak is in stock and on sale. Horizon is in stock and on sale.
Meadow Oak in stock and on sale.
Let Plywood, Minnesota's kitchen experts give you a free kitchen estimate. We have easy financing, too.
Plywood, Minnesota's bath department is on sale.
Kincaid shower doors 10 to 20% off. This line shower stall is just $138.88.
Plywood, Minnesota's truckload kitchen and bath sale.
Now in Burnsville, County Road 42 and Burnhaven Drive.
I'm here at the Burlington Coat Factory to find out why women love shopping here.
There's super savings here. Very impressed with your designer collection.
The coats are fantastic. The sportswear department is really nice. They have name brand things at good low prices.
The prices are excellent. I would say they're probably almost half of what I see in the stores.
I've never seen this many coats before. Okay. Yeah, I just love it.
Saving selections and famous brands. That's what Burlington Coat Factory is all about.
Imagine if they made omelets in heaven. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. In heaven, you could have a pizza omelet. Hallelujah. A seafood omelet. Or a spinach and mushroom omelet. And you'd get your choice of a fresh-baked muffin or pancakes. Hallelujah. You don't have to go to heaven to get a meal this good. Just go to Perkins. Tummy heaven.
There it is, the Giant, home of $49 down and no payments for 6 months. Just 3.5 miles north of Viking Chevrolet is Blaine Dodge, where the bottom line is a satisfied customer. At Blaine Dodge, if we can't meet or beat any price from the other guys, we'll give you $500. Blaine Dodge, 3.5 miles north of Viking Chevrolet. If you were going to call the hotline, the number's been changed to 780-9999.
Why did Valerie Harper leave that hit TV show? We'll ask Valerie this morning. Also, Isabella Rossellini, actress and model, plus Shirley MacLaine. This morning on Good Morning America. Now, Now, as I understand it, we have this front that's moving in with all this rain, but it's moving very slow, and we need to get some big fans out in the Dakotas and blow this thing right through so that we'll have a nice weekend.
That's true. We do need to have a nice weekend. Unfortunately, we are not going to see much in the way of clearing until sometime late on Saturday, possibly Saturday night. Now, the pollen levels, our pollen season is just about over. The pollen levels dipped into the low range on Wednesday and remained there through the day yesterday and will again today. Of course, all this cloud cover and rain and light winds, that has an effect on the pollen levels. But as I mentioned, the pollen season is just about over. It's still ragweed pollen, though, that's predominant. Temperatures this morning dropped into the 50s as the rain started increasing over central and southern Minnesota. Since 1 o'clock this morning, the showers have been increasing out to the west of us, not just in aerial coverage, but in intensity. Just to the south of Glencoe, there had been a few cloud-to-ground lightning strikes on the radar at the moment. That area has now moved into the western suburbs with moderate rain. Now rain is beginning to increase over western Wisconsin and central Minnesota, all of it moving to the east-northeast at about 15 miles an hour. So take that umbrella today and keep it handy. You'll need it. Right now, cloudy skies, rain on the way, 56 degrees, the dew point 55. The relative humidity 96%, winds out of the northwest and very light. The pressure is holding steady. Satellite pictures this morning showing an upper-level jet stretching from Nebraska and Kansas into southeastern Minnesota. There's an upper-level low circulating over North Dakota this morning. These are going to move right over the upper Midwest. Those combined will produce the cloudy skies and the rain from now right through much of tomorrow morning. By tomorrow, though, that upper level low will have moved over Wisconsin, and on the backside we'll see a decreasing number of showers. Midday today, then, look for some light rain and temperatures to remain cool, 58 degrees. This afternoon, rain, possibly a few thunder showers, and 61. Tonight, the light rain will continue, but it will begin decreasing, and temperatures will drop into the upper 40s, lower 50s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a little light rain, mainly in the morning, with perhaps a few breaks. I'll keep my fingers crossed for that, but perhaps a few breaks for late Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, partly cloudy and continued cool with highs in the 60s, lows in the 40s.
All right, very good. Thanks, Karen. It's a 6:55 right now. We're going to check in on the traffic with Marianne Sullivan. Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning. We have a green light on the metro and things are still moving quite nicely, but you are now going to find some heavy traffic along the north end, 694 westbound from about Matterhorn Drive to the River Bridge. Traffic moving at 30 miles per hour, and it looks like about a 5-minute delay through there. Coming into Minneapolis, some heavy traffic as well, 35W northbound from the crosstown to Lake Street, moving at 45 miles per hour. Picks up a little bit after that into the downtown commons. And rain falling around portions of the metro, so use some caution. I'm Marianne Sullivan, Metro Traffic Control, reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Marianne. Here's a look at the headlines today. U.S. officials are calling it an inexcusable action. Pentagon officials say a U.S. soldier was shot and wounded in East Germany when he was fired on by at least one Soviet soldier. The news comes on an otherwise positive day for U.S.-Soviet relations. President Reagan is expected to announce today a tentative agreement between the superpowers banning medium-range nuclear missiles. U.S. officials say the agreement was reached following marathon talks between Secretary of State George Shultz and Soviet Foreign Minister Eduard Shevardnadze. Supreme Court nominee Robert Bork told the Senate Judiciary Committee he's ready to accept legal doctrines he once denounced. The concession led to accusations that he is flip-flopping. At least one man was killed and 16 firefighters injured when an aerial tanker exploded after landing at Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. The victim was apparently aboard the modified DC-10 when it exploded. Rescue crews are still sifting through the wreckage. The National Bash for the Constitution's 200th birthday has come and gone. Millions of Americans across the nation celebrated the bicentennial by signing of the document that is the framework of American democracy. The festivities were capped off by a huge fireworks display over the Delaware River.
If you like jazz, we have something for you for this weekend from our happenings file. Over 25 premier jazz musicians are signed to perform 28 sets of jazz tonight through Sunday. The 1987 Jazz Party starts tonight at 8 at the downtown Holiday Inn with performances tomorrow afternoon and Saturday night, winding up with a 4-hour concert Sunday night at the Minneapolis Marriott. For more information, you can call 546-5104. Now for some stories from the really big news file. In Los Angeles, where Californians get a lot of work experience at the beach, they built a world record-sized sand castle inside a shopping mall. It's a complete village dominated by a huge castle that rises more than 20 feet in the air. And yes, the clock on the clock tower indeed works. And in the really big news from the other coast, a man named George Busco has won his 3rd state championship for growing big tomatoes. His special strain of tomatoes is called Busco's Beefsteak Tomato. They average about 4 pounds each, and as you can see, it even dwarfs a large grapefruit. Now there, Joe, you can have one of the greatest bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches in history.
You need some big bread, huh? Now some more big sports news here. The Twins are home tonight against the Cleveland Indians. It's the first of 3, and time to make their move for that pennant. The pitchers tonight, Bert Blyleven for the Twins against Darrell Akerfields for the Tribe. It's back to the bargaining table for the top negotiators in the NFL strike mess. The strike date is set for September 22nd. Karen?
We still have rain in the forecast, unfortunately. Right now, the rain is moving into the western suburbs. Light to moderate in intensity. Light rain in the forecast all day long with temperatures in the lower 60s. Bob?
Today at 9 on Twin Cities Live, midlife divorce. What's it like to fall in love with someone, marry them, raise a family, live together for decades, and then one day your spouse suddenly says the marriage is over? How does midlife divorce affect men and women differently? We'll talk with people who have been through this today at 9 on Twin Cities Live.
And one more note, please join me this morning at 11:30 for our new show here on Channel 5 called Eyewitness News Midday. Today, Jason Davis will be live with us to give us some behind-the-scenes information. Well, that's about it for us now. Good Morning America is up next.
We'll see you on Monday.
KSTP, Minnesota's News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. In the headlines this morning, the stage is now set for historic agreements on nuclear arms between the United States and the Soviet Union.
And an accused terrorist has been nabbed by U.S. authorities in the Middle East and brought to the United States.
Overnight frost in Montana and Wyoming signals summer's dying days.
Good morning, everyone, and you're back.